What's going on, American truckers? Hope everybody out there's doing great, staying safe, staying out of trouble, doing all them kind of good things. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Do everything here trucking related. Little bit sometimes off topic, but most of the time it's trucking related or something to do with trucking or truckers or news or something. But anyway, first thing I want to do is kind of retract a statement I made. I made a statement in my last video about I've had more breakdowns at Poly within that little 2-week period of time than I had in the last 13 years. I laid down last night and I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? That's an exaggeration. All right. I have had a lot of breakdowns at Poly for a short period of time, but not more than I've had in the last 13 years. And it bugs me when I put something out like that and I'm incorrect. So I had 2 breakdowns at Stevens Transport in 4 years. One was a Peterbilt, and the other one was a Freightliner. I had a Volvo break down on me at Tri-High several times, but that's a Volvo. Volvos break down a lot. And all of my other breakdowns, I broke down at Crete. They stuck me in back when they had internationals, they stuck me in an international and it broke down on me a few times. But I gotta say, the one truck that I've driven and never broke down in ever has been a Kenworth 680. The only issue I ever had out of a Kenworth 680 was the air conditioner. I've never been towed in a Kenworth 680. And I can't say I've never broke down. I mean, I've had to get the truck fixed here or there, but I was never down more than a couple days. You know what I'm saying? I got to give Kenworth a shout out on that. That's been the least I've ever broke down driving a truck has been a Kenworth 680. Not my favorite truck, by the way. I don't like the way their storage is set up on the inside. But I got to say that driving, that they're on point. They're on point there. Well, anyway, let me get into what this video is about. And it's going to be more of a personal thing, but I think it will help people out there if they gain the insight and make a few changes, and I'm sure there's a lot of others that have done the same thing. The title of this video, OTR trucking, has been a blessing to me. It's been a blessing and it's been a curse. But financially, it's been a blessing, and I'm going to tell you why. Before driving a truck, I made a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. More money than I make now. I did heat tracing for both process and freeze protection in the chemical refineries. And I traveled with companies like Thermon, Tyco Thermal Controls, Brown and Root, Zachary Construction, TIC, bunch of them. And my primary focus as an electrician was heat trace for both process and freeze protection. Not going to get into all the details of that. It would be a couple hour long video if I got into how all that works. But I made a lot of money. And do you know, I was young, I was in my 20s, and I didn't save a dime. I burned through every dollar I made just as fast as I made it. I remember one time in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, I used to hang out at their strip club over there. And I was a supervisor at the time, and it was really inappropriate, but I'd hang out with the guys. And I took them all down there one time, and we all hung out there one night. Of course, everybody's of age. We're all working in the refineries. If you've ever been to Cedar Rapids and you look off, you'll see them 2 tall smokestacks. That's an ethanol refinery. It's actually owned by ADM. And right across the street from where those 2 tall smokestacks are, they built a new identical unit to the one where those 2 smokestacks are. It was identical to it. We built a brand new unit. And I was working over there. That's with Tyco Thermal Controls out of Houston, Texas. That was the very last job I did before I came into trucking. Well, anyway, I used to hang out at the lumber yard. I don't believe it's open anymore, but it was a little strip club right there in the industrial park, not too far from ADM. They had this rail that went around the stage. This is how stupid I was with my money. I went in there one night and I took $20 bills and I stacked them all the way around that rail, all the way around that whole stage. Just stacked them up. Couldn't even tell you how much money I stacked out there. Told the girls, whatever you can pick up with your butt cheek is whatever you can pick up with your butt cheeks is yours. Whatever hits the floor, taking it back, you know. And they were cool with it. And the crowd really liked it, played that game. But, I mean, that's how stupid I was with my money. I mean, I was just complete fool. Well, we were in the middle of a recession. Everything crashed out. There wasn't any jobs coming about. The only job we had with that company that was available at that time was in Canada. I couldn't get a passport, so I couldn't get up there. So I ended up taking a layoff. Well, during the layoff, I thought, well, crap, I got to find something else to do. There wasn't a lot of electrical jobs going on. So I'd always wanted to drive trucks. Off I go to go drive trucks. I go to Stevens Transport. I remember I took a layoff on a Wednesday, and that next Monday I was sitting in orientation. Huge culture shock to be sitting in orientation at a trucking company. I went from being a supervisor to the bottom. It was a huge culture shock. Not only that, it was a huge culture shock that I was about to make 20% of what I was used to making. But I was in debt. I was horribly in debt. Did not pay my bills right. Didn't manage my money. All that. This is where the blessing come in. I took that loss and I made a lot less money. But I think it was life teaching me a lesson because I didn't respect the money that I made to begin with. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been doing dumb shit with it, right? But I did. So life taught me to respect every dollar that I made. And by God, I did. My first year at Stevens Transport, I was eating top ramens and Vienna sausages almost daily. You know, I was broke. My girl left me. I lost everything I had. I mean, I've told that story before. We're not going to get into that again. But I mean, I was broke. I had to learn how to live on a little bit. Well, I stuck to that living on a little bit. No matter how much I made, I still live like I'm on that little bit. Every once in a while, I'll splurge and I'll buy something. Like I bought this drone. Let me tell you, I thought about buying this drone for 2 years before I bought the drone. But not only that, but if you buy something, there's a difference. Some people think if it costs $1 and they have $1, that they can afford it. That's not necessarily true. If it costs $1, you need $10 in order to be able to spend that dollar. That's the way I look at it. You know, so something costs $1,000, I want 10 grand before I'll spend that $1,000. And that's the idea of the laws of being able to afford something, which I think a lot of people have forgotten. But here's the blessing that I got in OTR trucking. I'm completely debt-free. I paid off all my debt. It took me about 5 years out here to pay off all of my debt. Not only am I completely debt-free, but I'm running a low 700s credit score now. I have 5 credit cards. I run 2 savings accounts, a couple of checking accounts, and then I run a prepaid card out here to keep my identity from getting stolen. That way if someone pops it, they just pop a prepaid card. I move money out of my main accounts onto it. That way I'm not running around out here using my main account in all these truck stops and stuff. Identity theft is horrible. I mean, people are scamming people's cards all the time, you know. But that's the blessing that came from trucking. And whatever good, there's bad. You know, I missed a lot at home. I missed a lot with my kids growing up and different things like that. But financially, got myself in a whole lot better spot. And I think that's something that some of these drivers today don't look at. You know, to get themselves, you know, don't look at just the bad. Look at the positive. Look at the things you can do for yourself. You can get debt free out here. You can, but it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Live like you're broke all the time. But anyway, I hope this helps somebody out there. Y'all stay safe. Stay out of trouble. Remember, we are all family out here. Maybe a little bit dysfunctional. By the way, this is a proper landing. I know in the last video I crash landed. This is an actual proper landing of a drone. And I kind of go up and scan the top of the trailer. I figured while I was there, I'd get a good look at the top of the trailer and make sure there weren't any holes. So the drone that's actually working for my PTIs too a little bit, you know. But anyway, I appreciate all of y'all. Stay safe. Let's keep trucking.